Joining us now is Lieutenant General Daniel Karbler. His command is the U.S. Army Space and Missile Defense Command and Joint Functional Component Command for Integrated Missile Defense. Lieutenant General Karbler, to give you a sense of what he's in charge of, commands 2,800 soldiers and civilians in 23 locations and 11 time zones, the nation's first and final lineup of defense when it relates to missile warning and missile defense. They also train space and missile defense soldiers and develop space and missile defense technology. Lieutenant General Karbler, I'll just tell you off the bat, that's the most impressive resume we've had of anybody on here since this whole thing unfolded. Thank you for taking time to join us. It's an honor to have you here. Before we get into what this has meant for your command, from what I understand, you obviously live here, you have a family here, you have children. Tell us personally, briefly, what this has meant for you and your family as this pandemic unfolds.
Thanks, Greg. Like many families around, I've got a couple of kids in school. One's a senior at West Point, and one's a senior here at Huntsville High School. So they've been doing their virtual online classes. They miss their friends. Probably like a lot of kids, they're driving their folks crazy. But we're all working together as a family to get through it.
A lot of people, I've seen military people frame this as this is about as close as you'll get to a wartime setting without bullets flying. So give us your sense of what you need to convey for what people need to know as far as where we are and how you view this.
Yeah, Greg, well, it's a battle. And the Chief of Staff of the Army says winning matters. So we're going to win this battle. And within Space and Missile Defense Command, I made sure that our priorities are first, taking care of our people, keeping them safe and healthy. Number two, making sure that we're always ready to do our mission. And then number three, to make sure that we are supporting the Department of Defense as they support a whole government approach to beat COVID-19.
Okay, again, you talk about keeping your people safe. We're talking 2,800 people, 11 time zones. Give us a sense of what you've had to do since this unfolded.
Sure. We take many of the same guidelines that the CDC, the Department of Defense, has given us directives. We do social distancing. I make sure that our crews are isolated, so they go from very sterile locations where they're staying at, and then when they go onto their cruise ships, they're in a sterile location there. They spend a lot of time cleaning and good hygiene. As a matter of fact, on Sunday, the Secretary of Defense put out that we all have to have cloth face coverings. So my wife, who's handy, went ahead and made some masks for myself and some of my staff. So we're taking this very seriously. Our crews, again, have to always be ready to provide that early warning, those missile defense missions.
So in the part about always having to be ready, what has this done? Are you able to train, for example? Are you able to do what you need to do to stay ready? Give us a sense of that.
Absolutely. So training still continues. I have great leaders out there who are creative in how to get the training done and certifications done. But training is a key part of readiness. It never stops. And as you would expect out of your soldiers, they're figuring out a way to get it done.
Lieutenant General Karbler, we've got about 30 seconds left. Let's again, because I think we need to end here too, is give folks a sense that are just watching the news, they're listening to the news, exactly what you're in charge of and why it is so important.
So we're the first line of defense and last line of defense. So from the space capabilities, we provide early warning for potential missile attacks. And then from the missile defense perspective, we provide that missile defense homeland protection from any kind of missile attacks. We also have a satellite operations brigade. You saw the Navy ship, the Mercy, out on the West Coast. We're providing satellite communications for that ship so they can do things like telemedicine. So we're providing global capabilities 24/7. Your soldiers are always ready, Greg.
365, 24/7. Lieutenant General Daniel Karbler, it is an honor to have you on. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
You too.